From the 10 Buick dealers of Greater St. Louis.
We have a very special company this morning, and I'm not, we'll get to that in a minute, and I'm just trying to think if I told you who was coming before, because I didn't, did I, Clarence? So nobody knows. So what we'll do is we'll have a mystery voice, and you call in and you see if you know who it is. And if you know who it is, we'll give you, how much is in the cash jackpot, Clarence? 38 cents. You call in, and if the first person to identify the mystery voice will get what? Tickets? Do we give tickets? Oh, don't tell to what? Will you play mystery voice tonight? Okay. Mm-hmm. And then I think they'll get it because your voice is a dead giveaway. Very deep voice. Before our mystery voice, now really get ready, and we'll oh, look, I've got 3 calls already. Know who the mystery voice is. So smart. Who's the mystery voice? No. Hello? Hello? No, they're gone. People cheat. You call in ahead of time. I want to tell you, the mystery voice is not Mr. Waymiller. He's over at the store remounting diamonds. The Waymiller people twice a year now hold what they call a remounting celebration. And what they do is they remount, let's say you have a brooch or a ring or a necklace or something with a lot of diamonds and rubies and emeralds. And they will remount these stones in a beautiful modern mounting, whatever. They have over 3,000 mountings to choose from, and these are priced from $50 to $1,500. Now, the point is that during the remounting celebration, which is tomorrow, that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, they'll do it while you wait, which is very unusual. That's from 10 in the morning to 8:30 at night, 4 days only. Starting tomorrow at Northland. See, they'll be at each store one day. Tomorrow at Northland from 10 in the morning till 8:30 at night. Thursday at Jamestown, same time. Friday at South County, and Saturday at West County. Again, the remounting people will be at Northland Wednesday, Jamestown Thursday, South County Friday, and West County Saturday. Waymiller Jewelers. Right, we're going to open up, I don't believe this, all the phone lines are in. Don't tell me you know who it is. Hello? Hello? What? You would guess, you're not on Bob Newhart. No. You would guess that it's the lovely. How can you enter a mystery voice contest when you don't hear the voice?
Well, it's knowing what's going on in St. Louis.
Okay. Well, see, that's how I figured, because this lady is not in St. Louis. She's in Cleveland.
Is she coming to St. Louis?
Never. See, I fooled you.
Okay, I'm wrong. I'll listen to see who it is.
Bye.
Thank you.
I don't think it's fair for people to enter a mystery voice contest before we have the mystery voice on the air. Here's, say something, mystery voice.
Well, hello. It's very nice being here in St. Louis.
Now you know he's a professional football player. It's very nice being here in St. Louis. All right, mystery voice, your home is not St. Louis. Give us a clue. Where were you born?
I was born in California.
Born in California and raised in California? Were you?
Well, sort of all over, but California was my home.
Is your home now California?
It's my home now, yeah.
Obviously, I lied to the lady. You are in St. Louis now. You are here. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been here before?
Yes, many times.
Many times, but don't tell me doing what. Let's see, a couple other. What is your sign of the zodiac?
I'm not a...
I know, but a lot of people are interested in that, which I'm not. But what's your birthday?
Oh, January.
What?
15th.
Okay. What's your favorite color? You're a Capricorn.
I like red.
Red.
Green.
Green. Okay, let's see, what else? Mm-hmm. Well, let's see, there the phone's ringing. Only got 2 calls. See, all the cheaters fell out. Who is it? Hello? Yeah. Fido who? Purple, the hockey player for the St. Louis Flyers. And Pistol Pete Reeser. Okay, thank you. You have to understand, Mr. Boyce, we were doing something earlier this morning. He didn't think that you were Fido Purper, the hockey player. He was telling us that that's, hello? You know, though, do you know who the Mystery Voice is? Say it again.
Marcia Mason.
Marcia Mason?
Yeah.
That's wrong. 5. Who do you think it is? Rona Barrett. Son of a gun. You've got a great ear. How did you know it was Rona Barrett? just some voice. Well, it isn't. Have a nice day. Bye. Who's this? Any idea who the mystery voice is? Oh, you son of a gun punch. Say it again.
Sally Rand.
The fan dancer, right?
Yeah.
You're wrong. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye. Hello?
I think it's Adrian Barbeau.
You son of a gun. That's wrong, too. Hello?
Hello, I think it's Debbie Reynolds.
Debbie Reynolds. Honest to goodness, are they fantastic? This is my audience. I'm so embarrassed. Got the mystery voice here. Told her you were so smart you'd get... Maybe they haven't heard enough of your voice. Tell them something. Do a poem, anything. It's the voice that'll give it away. Come on.
Oh, I really don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Except that I like St. Louis,
Yeah.
and I travel a lot
Yeah.
because I'm in a business.
Yeah.
That you have to travel.
Travel a lot. Yeah.
Go all over. So I was here about 4.5 years ago.
4.5 years ago.
Mhm.
Listen to that
4.5
voice.
to 5 years ago.
That voice should tell you who it is. All right. Back to the telephone. Hello? Who is this calling, please? Who is this? Tell me who you are.
This is Peg McFadden.
Peg, who did you say it was?
Margaret O'Brien.
Margaret O'Brien, the cute little girl that used to be in movies years ago.
Who's going to be appearing in town soon.
Who's gonna
Something
be
I don't remember.
Yeah, appearing in town down at the river, on the river, doing
Yeah,
a play.
boat, I think.
You think it's her?
Oh, why not?
I can't believe that. I think Peg Bracken or Sally Rand was a better guess than that.
Well, maybe so.
But you're right.
I'm right. Well, thank you.
Okay, honey, have a nice day.
Okay.
I told you somebody get it. Somebody get it. How old were you when you did your first movie?
3.
3 years old?
Mm-hmm.
You were with MGM.
Indiana.
Always, right?
Mm-hmm.
The same time Peter Lawford and...
Lawford and,
Well, that famous
Elizabeth
picture
was
of Louis B.
there.
Mayer's birthday. You're not in that picture.
No, I was away doing something. Yeah, I did miss that picture.
But you were under contract
But
to
I was
MGM.
under
then.
contract, yes.
Did you ever meet Mr. Mayer that you remember? I know you were.
No, well, I saw him, but
Yeah.
see, I really didn't do any of the arguing
Yeah.
or anything. My mother did all that for me, so I really didn't see too much of all that end of it
Mhm.
at that time.
Now, Judy Garland was under contract then, but she was older than you
Oh,
were.
she was-
Much.
Was young. She
Yeah.
had, like Liza and I are close to the same age.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was already had Liza when I was making Meet Me in St. Louis. Liza's about 4 years younger, 3 years younger than I am. But she was there. But we made a picture together, and she seemed, very nice.
hmm
But yet I was a little girl looking at a...
Did you ever make a
No,
picture
no,
with
no.
Clark Gable?
No,
No?
I didn't. No. Jimmy Durante, of course,
Yeah.
and Robert Young.
hmm
He's so nice. I really love working with Robert Young.
When you did Meet Me in St. Louis, was any of it done in St. Louis? I mean, in terms of the cast coming here to shoot anything?
No, it wasn't. And I wish it was, because I would have loved to have seen it at
Yeah.
that time. But I think we did come here on like a promotional
For the preview.
tour
maybe,
and
or
preview. But as I remember, my mother had friends in St. Louis, so we used to come to St. Louis
Mhm.
a lot. And then, of course, I've done 2 shows here. I was here 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago, I guess, in Barefoot in the Park
Mhm.
with Virginia Mayo.
Mhm.
And then I was here in Thousand Clowns. So I kind of know St. Louis pretty well.
Was it Virginia
Mhm.
Mayo's husband that passed away? Not too
Yes,
long ago?
not
Michael.
too long ago. Michael
O'Shea,
Shea. Okay, yes. And she played my mother in Barefoot. And we were here for quite a while in that.
Did you play the social worker in 1,000 Clowns?
Yes, I was in the national company of Thousand
Oh, I
Clowns.
didn't know that.
And we did it here.
See, I've
Oh,
only
wow.
been here 3.5 years. I bet I missed it.
So that was a long tour. That was about a year tour.
Who played the Jason Robards part?
Dane Clark.
Really?
Well, I went into it. I took it over from Sandy Dennis in
Yeah.
New York, and then I played a couple of days with Jason Robards, and then Dane Clark went into it. Then we had the same little boy
Mm-hmm.
as the New York show,
Not the same little boy that did the movie.
and the same little boy that did the movie.
Was it the same?
Mhm.
What became of him? What's he done? You
I
know?
don't know. I haven't seen him in anything, but he was quite a child protege. For the first time, I was working with a child
Yeah.
instead of
Did you hate him?
being the child.
Did you hate children?
No, he was nice, but he was like a Oh, about a 45-year-old man.
Well, he was even that in the part. He was a
Yeah,
little
and he
old
was
guy.
just like that,
What was
too.
his name?
Barry Gordon.
That's it. Barry
Yeah.
Gordon.
So, but it was a different experience for a change for me to be working with.
Well, maybe
Charles.
this isn't a fair question, but historians who have chronicled those days at MGM say that Mayer or the Mayer regime was responsible for all the unhappy lives that the child stars had. That Garland and Rooney's, and they talk about.
Of course, see, I can't really judge because I was so much later, and they had the child, so strict with the school and the Board of Education and things, that really the head of the studio didn't really have any say over hours or anything that,
Then they had the cooking law, too, didn't they?
Oh, yes. Now, before, they didn't. When Judy Garland was a little girl and things, and they had no, hours or teachers with them or anything. So it was a completely different thing. So I can't really say what it would have been like earlier.
I have a cute little piece of tape that I looked for then and couldn't find. It's an old radio broadcast, and you were a guest on a network radio program. You couldn't have been over 6 or 7. I can't remember whether you guested with Sinatra or with Jack Benny, but it was a very well-known network. Well, I'm sure you did 1,000 of them. Wasn't a dramatic thing like Lux Radio Theater, but you...
It was more of
and it was so cute, and I have it somewhere, and I spent last night looking for it. I've spent 3 hours on it. I couldn't find it because I wanted to play it today.
Oh, that's too bad. I would like to have heard it because I probably have never heard it.
Do you save, or did your mother save lots of stuff? Do you have scrapbooks and things?
Well, my mother saved, but I'm not a saver of that type of thing. But I do have the ones that my mother saved, yes.
Our guest is Margaret O'Brien, and she's not going to run away. We'll be back in a minute. A reminder from the Ravarino and Fresky people. First, what, Clarence? Yeah, is that Dan Kelly standing by? We'll get to our sports capsule in a minute. Ravarino and Fresky, the two families that have been engaged in making the finest pasta products available anywhere here in the St. Louis area.
Oh, and I love pasta.
Do you really?
Yes, that's my downfall.
We have the best in the country right here. My mother lives in San Mateo, California, and every time she leaves here, she takes 10 pounds of RF pasta with her.
Well, I will do that.
We take some home with you?
I will.
It's made from semolina, and that comes from hard-milled durum wheat. The two things that make this pasta different is that they'll only use a certain kind of wheat, which is hard to get and more expensive, and that they will, after the pasta is extruded, then they cure it for 22 hours at controlled temperatures so that none of the protein is lost. And there's really a difference. It's a dark, nutty color, and it's really...
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, it is. It's good. RF, Ravarino and Fresky, and you'll find it at good stores throughout the greater St. Louis area, although you can't buy it in California. Dan Kelly's standing by with our sports capsule. Good morning, Danny.
Hi, Jack. Good morning, everyone. First of all, in baseball, the Texas Rangers have turned down an offer from the new...
Brucey is saying da-da. Bob Adams, the general finance, heard it too, right, Bob?
Well, it sure sounded like it.
Well, that clinches it. The kid's just growing up on us. We're going to have to move to a bigger place. Bob, I'll be in touch with you about some cash for moving.
Anytime, Bruce.
He's saying you can always get a little help from a friend at General Finance.
You can also get a loan, Bruce.
There are 13 GFC Corporation offices in the St. Louis area. For up to $2,000, call Main 1-4242. That's GFC, Main 1-4242.
Hillshire Farm isn't just a brand name. It really is a farm, and it's up in Wisconsin, and it's famous in the North Country and has been for many years for making some of the best homemade-style sausage in the entire world. And now this same fine Hillshire Farm smoked sausage is available right here in St. Louis. Endless rope style or length. It's fully cooked. All you do is heat it and serve it. There's no waste, no bones, of course. There's no shrinkage to worry about, and you can fry it or broil it or grill it or warm it in hot water. Never boil it, of course. It's made right on the farm in the Fox River Valley of Wisconsin, and it's delicious, and it complements 1,000 different things from baked beans to sauerkraut. It's on the meat department at your favorite store or in the deli. You ask for it by name. Hillshire Farm smoked sausage. It's delicious, and your family will love it for any meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Hillshire Farm smoked sausage. Available at all A&P supermarkets. Margaret O'Brien is here, And she will be appearing in St. Louis, and we'll tell you about that in a few minutes. But I have 4,619 questions. How many movies did you do?
Oh, my goodness. I must have done about 30 movies or 28 movies. I didn't really count, but they kept me pretty busy while I was under contract. I did quite a few movies a year, so.
Do you feel in retrospect you lost a little bit of your childhood? I mean,
No, I really enjoyed it because I took it very seriously. You know, if they told me somebody was stealing my scene, I got very upset.
Really?
Oh, yes. And I really wanted to do it. You know, I wasn't really pushed.
Were you a
into
rat
it.
to work with, or were you?
No, I was really quite.
Were you?
I was always kind of quiet and
I think I read
calm.
somewhere years ago that you read a line once and remembered it, that you were great on
I
a
could
fast
remember.
study.
Sort of that, what do they call it, retaining memory thing. But, no, I always enjoyed it. And and then, of course, I had a private life. You know, my mother was very good at seeing that I had friends outside of the business, and I wasn't just all tied up with the studio.
Well, why do I think that you're from England? Was one of your first
I
movies?
played English girl
That's
all
what
the
it was.
time, yes.
Yeah, but you were
So
born...
everybody thinks... No, well, actually, I was born in California, but my mother was born in Spain. So I'm Spanish and
kidding.
Irish. My mother was a flamenco dancer that was touring over here.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
And so not too many people think of me as being
Spanish?
Spanish.
I wouldn't think so.
So...
Consuela O'Brien.
But, my mother's maiden name was Flores.
Flores. Yeah. And your father, was he a performer?
He was Irish, yes. He was with the circus, as a matter of fact. So I came
For
with
heaven's sake, what did you do at the
from
circus?
Trapeze and things like that.
Are you good at that?
No, I don't do anything.
I mean, you don't jump on the trapeze just for old time's sake, right?
No, I'm afraid I didn't inherit that.
Yeah.
But, no, so not too many people, think of me more as either English or
Yeah, I thought you were a little English girl. That's right. I guess your first
Well,
picture...
the first picture was Jenny for Margaret, which was about a little English girl. So, but it was interesting. Well, I've always loved to travel.
Yeah.
And, of course, in this business, you do get a chance to travel. I think that's one of my favorite things about it.
Do you prefer stage work where you do things in context rather than movies where things are shot in bits and pieces?
I find it easier to do it on the stage because of that. But I love all three. I love television, too. I think every actor's favorite is the stage because of your audience participation. But I love all three, and I think today you have to kind of do everything. A little bit of everything in the way the business is today. So you're doing a lot of things that when you're under contract, you wouldn't have had a chance to do.
Of course, there are no contract players
No,
today.
not anymore. And I don't know, I kind of like the freelance because you do have a more of a life of your own, and you can kind of work when you either want to work or not work. Of course, there's not the women's part that there used to be. There are not as many parts for women as there are for men these days.
I once interviewed Lana Turner and forgot my own name for 15 minutes. I was so just... And she bemoaned the fact that the good women's parts were gone.
They seem sort of this year to be coming back a little bit. There's a few more of the really old-style women's parts, like the Jenna Rollins and Alice doesn't live here, I guess, anymore. But whether it'll last, I don't know.
Where do you suppose so many of the child stars, maybe that's a bad word for it, but the youngsters who did pictures years ago have either disappeared from the scene or come to terrible ends? I've read a couple of them.
Well, I think people think of just the ones that they read about that came to terrible ends. Well, Roddy McDowell didn't come to a terrible end. Natalie Wood hasn't really come to a terrible end. Jane Withers is a very well-adjusted, happy person. So I think it's Shirley Temple, very well.
Who's the one that lives in
I think
Switzerland?
it's a few that you read about, like I guess Scotty Beckett and a couple of the.
He was the most beautiful boy.
Yes, That was a shame that he did have it. But I think in that case, I don't think it was being in film. I think it's just something that would have happened probably anyway. And so I don't know. People think, they'll take one child and say, because it happened to a child, that they were all that way. But that's not really true.
Was there one film you did at MGM that kind of sticks in your memory as a favorite? Was there one that was more fun or more enjoyable?
Well, I did enjoy Making Meet Me in St. Louis.
Yeah, I'll bet.
And I enjoyed Little Women. Because I've always loved doing the costumes.
With the crinolines and all that.
And the dresses.
Are there any of the pictures today that occasionally come back to haunt you on the tube that you kind of cringe a little bit and say, oh, my God.
They come back on the television, but I don't.
You don't watch them?
The only things I watch now is if I do, a television show now, so that I can watch it and see what I did wrong and improve upon it on the next one. But I don't watch the old ones. And I never watched them as a child either.
You didn't see your own pictures? Why?
Because I knew the story and I wasn't interested. I'd
Couldn't
rather
stay awake?
see... no, I wanted to see... I was an Indian fan, so I wanted to see anything with Indians in it. I wasn't interested in my pictures. I thought they were dull. So...
Shirley Temple once told me that the nicest thing about having been a child movie star was it was kind of like having a talking picture album, because her children, she could show her children what she was like as a child.
Well, what is unfortunate is that I don't have any of those pictures. And the studio wouldn't allow you to, buy them or get them. And then some people were getting a hold of them now, but I guess there's quite a scandal of the people taking prints off films, and they're going through a whole thing now. So really, anybody's afraid to even buy or think of buying old film, even if it's yours at the moment. So I really don't have any, unless they do come on television or something. I do think that Shirley Temple had it in her contract where the studio presented her with a print.
Of each picture?
Of each picture.
Yeah, probably.
But I didn't.
Did you ever meet Shirley Temple?
Yes, I have met her.
You never worked with her? She was
No. She was already married. And
did you know she was supposed to do the role in not Alice, in The Wizard of Oz, that part was written for Shirley Temple?
I had read about that, yes.
And W.C. Fields was supposed to do the Frank Morgan picture, part. And at the last minute, they couldn't get either one.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
That's how careers are made, I guess.
That's right. It's a break.
Business. Yes.
Margaret O'Brien is our guest this morning. We'll continue in a minute. Let me make a suggestion. Dinner tonight or one night soon, make it one of the Schneidhorst restaurants. Traditionally fine food here for over 70 years. 3 great Schneidhorst restaurants, the Golden Galleon and the Holiday Inn West, St. Charles Rock Road and I-270, Arthur's and the Ramada Inn on Grand between Forest Park and Highway 40, and the Hoffenberg Inn at Lindbergh and Clayton Road. And if you're planning a banquet or a party or whatever, certainly they'll do that too. And Sunday brunch at the Hoffenberg Inn is something very special with just everything you can possibly imagine, including link sausage and Canadian bacon and sweetbreads and chicken livers and pancakes and eggs and hash browns and all kinds of melon and things. It's just a delightful thing. That's at the Hoffenberg every Sunday morning. Synonymous, the name synonymous with fine food in the greater St. Louis area now for over 70 years, the Schneidhorst Restaurant. As I say, Margaret O'Brien is our guest. It's 17 minutes before 11 o'clock, and the temperature downtown has dropped to 29 degrees. There was a full-page ad in the paper. Famous brand shoes bought out of Bonwit Teller store, the complete stock, over 3,000 pairs of shoes, including Saks Fifth Avenue, Custom Craft, Amalfi, Herbert Levin, Yves Saint Laurent, Charles Jourdan, Amalfi, Papagayo, Andrew Geller, and so on. And they just put these shoes out. These are priced as high as $57, or were at Bonwit Teller. The highest price is $19.99, and they start at $8.99. Famous brand shoe stores with an exciting... These are new spring and summer things, by the way. At Famous brand shoe stores, there are 5 of them. Number 11, Central City Shopping Center, 10036 Manchester at Sappington, 4053 Union, 8069 Watson Road, and 8620 Olive Street, right across the street from Mr. Lee's Chinese restaurant. There. 29 degrees. Margaret O'Brien is here, and will be appearing in St. Louis, and we'll get to that in a minute. Run a little behind. And Alexian carpet. I talked to Alex the other day. Is your carpet in yet, Clarence? When did they do it? Put it in yesterday. Are you pleased? Clarence, would you mind if I suggested that anyone who's interested in buying carpet come over to your home and take a walk through and take a look at it? I'm going to give you Clarence's home address, and you can come anytime. I know he's home every night after 11 o'clock. What's that, Clarence? If you're thinking about carpeting the Alexian people, this is a very small organization, and normally when you normally in retail business you brag about being very big. We're the biggest, and we're all that. But the bigger you get, the less flexible you are. And at Alexian, they're very flexible. It's a family organization. They have Old Bigelow, Cabin Craft, McGee, Mohawk, Philadelphia, Wonder Weave, Coristan, and so on. And very, very rapid delivery from the mills if what you want isn't here in stock already, because they have watch lines, connections to each mill. And installation is a very flexible thing, too, for example, in doing an evening, a weekend, whenever you like. And you're always welcome, certainly, to have them bid a job for you, get samples and so on, and then shop elsewhere. I have a feeling you'll come back, because there is no one can certainly offer you any lower prices or more flexibility when it comes to installation. Now, that's Alexian Carpet on South Brentwood Boulevard, and the telephone number is 727-8400, and they'd be happy to come out with samples, 727-8400. Alexian Carpet on Brentwood Boulevard, and you can park right in front of the store or alongside the store. Margaret O'Brien is going to be doing a show on the Goldenrod, and that show opens what night, Bill? Wednesday, March 12th. A week from tomorrow.
A week from tomorrow.
Will you be rehearsing 8 days?
I believe we'll be rehearsing sort of, we have light rehearsal today and then really start in tomorrow.
I don't know why. I just didn't think it would take that long. What show? Well, first of all, what show is it going to be?
This is going to be Secret Service.
Secret Service.
Mm-hmm. Which is sort of old Civil War melodrama.
Yeah.
And it should be a lot of fun because I've never quite done anything like this before. And, of course, as I was saying, I love to do the costume thing, so I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, obviously you'd be doing
Yes.
What do they call the pants that you wear, the little ruffled?
Oh, the pantaloons.
Pantaloons.
Yes, the pantaloons. And, of course, I love doing the costume, and I've been down to the boat, and I'm all fascinated by it because I love antique things and, the historical things. So it's a lot of fun. I wish we had one in Los Angeles.
A boat like that? Don't they have something like that?
No, not really. No.
Tony Carney used to have the Lux. No, you wouldn't remember that. That's an old gambling boat. Before your time. That's a week from tomorrow night at the Goldenrod, and it plays how long, Will? 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Which is kind of fun that, when you have a 4-week engagement because you get a chance to really get around through the city and, do a lot of things.
Of course, you're not a stranger to St. Louis.
No, but we were here about 4 weeks when I was here a couple of years ago.
Did you go up in the Arch yet?
Well, the Arch had just been finished when we were here, and everybody went down and saw it, of course, which was
But you didn't go up?
No, we didn't go up. We just stood below and kind of watched.
You have to do that unless you have claustrophobia.
Oh, I will go up and look at it. And, of course, I used to love to go to the park.
Yeah.
When I was here.
Which, as I'm sure you know, was the fairgrounds.
That's right, yes.
That park was the fairgrounds.
Oh, I wish I could have seen it at that time. That must have been quite something.
I have an old map of the fairgrounds, and what's fun is to take the map and go through the park now and see where everything was. The main entrance was cat-a-corner from the Chase Hotel, and the Chase wasn't there. That was a railroad terminus, and the trains came in and ended up right where the Chase is, and then people walked cat-a-corner across Lindell and Kings Highway and entered right on that corner. And Lindell was where all the rides were. The Midway was Lindell Boulevard. Yeah, that's the northernmost boundary.
And, of course, I love to look at some of the old Victorian homes that are... Some are still standing.
Oh, sure. Rex here was at the fair in 1904. He and Harry Fender had the horse parking concession. You remember that, Rexy?
Yeah, I remember it very well.
Oh, I wish I could have seen it.
Jack was parking the cab.
It must have been fabulous.
Tell you something interesting, Margaret, that a lot of people don't know. The 1904 Olympic Games were held in St. Louis as a part of the World's Fair.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I wish they'd do something like that again.
Bring the
I wish
Olympics
you'd come and see it. And the fair.
Yeah. I would have
It'd be
loved to have
fun.
spent one day at the fair. I think that it would really...
I remember the set we had, and that was quite a set.
Yeah.
With the fountains and, everything. They really had quite an attractive set.
A lot of the music was written and conducted by Scott Joplin.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the very famous ragtime things that have just, come back very strong in popularity were written for the fair, around the fair.
I think all those things are coming back. The homes and the music and...
Why? What's bringing nostalgia back? Well, not bringing nostalgia. Why are people more nostalgic?
People are, just for antiques and, to do their homes and that. Oh, I think probably because everything is so fast that it kind of puts you back to a slower time.
Mm-hmm.
And fast that it kind of puts you back to a slower time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a shame because some of the elegance in life is going out now. And I'm afraid that in the next maybe 50 years, people really won't know what some of the beautiful things were. And the beautiful homes and, beautiful trees. And it'll be a shame, I think.
With the nostalgia thing today, so many people have become Judy Garland fans who never saw her perform, and Marx Brothers fans, and things like that. Are there any? Has Margaret O'Brien become kind of the darling of the nostalgia set? Dear, sweet old Margaret O'Brien.
I don't know. See, now I'm not a collector of like that type of nostalgia. I'm a collector of I love 16th century things and 15th century. And, I lived in Peru for a while, and I brought back a lot of pre-Columbian and did a lot of archaeological, finding lost cities and things like that. So I'm fascinated by all that type of thing.
You might look for Festus while you're here.
Think of those poor people in the future.
What?
Who look back to
and come up with beer cans.
Who look back to this as the good old days.
Oh, I know.
Before we continue here, we're running out of time. A reminder that your carpeting will be cleaned by the Steamatic people, and beautifully so. Steamatic here in St. Louis. They use some very, very interesting equipment that really gets down into the nap and gets all the dirt and grime and stuff out of your carpet once and for all. And Steamatic offers not only carpet cleaning and great carpet cleaning, but also they can dry clean upholstered furniture and your draperies. They don't even take the drapes down, and they don't have to take the furniture out of your home. And it's guaranteed, of course, never to shrink or to fade or anything like that. That's Steamatic here in St. Louis. All work absolutely guaranteed. I figure about 2 weeks with people trooping through your house clearance. We'll have your carpet cleaned. 567-5610. They'd be happy to give you an estimate before you decide to do anything at all. 567-5610. That's Steamatic of St. Louis.
Join the bicentennial celebration at Anchor Savings and get a free Series 76 bicentennial crested tankard when you open or add to your savings with $200 or more. With additional deposits of $76, you'll be eligible to buy other commemorative pieces at special prices. See the complete collection on display at Anchor Savings in Alton, Illinois. Limit 1 free tankard per family.
Anchor your savings right here at Anchor, savings and loans.
It's about 8 minutes before 11 o'clock, and we're almost out of time. Kentucky Fried Chicken reminds you still that you can feed 4 for $5, and there can't be a better buy than that in town. 9 pieces of chicken, a pint of salad, a pint of whipped potatoes, half a pint of gravy, and 6 hot rolls. Feed 4 for $5, Kentucky Fried Chicken. There's a Kentucky Fried Chicken store near you, and they're the only ones that offer 2 entirely different and both delicious styles of chicken, the original recipe and the new crispy. One other thing, a pre-season sale at the Tropic Shop. All new merchandise, by the way. This is not stuff left over from last year. This is all new merchandise for the 1975 patio season. Names like Woodard and Brown Jordan and Meadowcraft and Tropitone and many others. And you might say, well, it's fine, but I'm not quite ready yet. Well, you don't have to take delivery now. All-weather wrought iron furniture on sale, vinyl poolside furniture, and, of course, garden umbrellas, cushions, pads, hammocks, ashtrays, so on. Candle Hurricanes. Buy now at sale prices and then hold off delivery. They will deliver in April if you'd prefer. And again, this is not merchandise left over from last year. It's all new for 1975 from Woodard, Brown Jordan, Meadowcraft, Tropitone, and so on. There's no bigger selection in town. And remember, too, that you have 15 days after your purchase to shop all over town. And if you ever find that anyone is underselling the Tropic Shop, you just tell them about it, and they will make up the difference. They will never knowingly be undersold. Tropic Shop at 7817 Clayton Road, the Leisure Living Store. Margaret, we're out of time. I don't know where this hour went, but it sure zipped by.
Well, it did. It was a lot of fun.
Welcome back to St. Louis. Your first visit here was the fair in '04, and you've been coming.
Right, and I've been coming ever since.
Right. And Margaret opens in Secret Service a week from tomorrow night at the Riverboat. I always say the Riverboat, the Goldenrod Showboat. The Goldenrod Showboat. Well, we'll be there opening night yelling and booing the villain and hissing and...
Good. Give some roots for the heroine.
Oh, I certainly
have
will.
to do that. Although I haven't figured out if I'm really a heroine because I'm always helping the spy.
You are?
But he's a good spy.
Well, there are such things. Yeah.
And I love him.
Oh,
so
you do?
That's the main thing.
Tell me, does the hero get the heroine in the end?
Well, the hero is, as I say, the spy and the hero. So we have to wait for a while before we can see each other again. But true love lingers on, I guess.
Well, I think years ago, Richard Sheckle, when he reviewed the movie The Man with the Golden Arm, he said, "This is one movie where the hero really does get the heroine." Bad. Margaret O'Brien opening a week from tomorrow night on the Goldenrod. Rex with the news in just a minute. DQ it today at lunchtime. Dairy Queen for a big brazier, whatever you feel like. Great food, and of course that big brazier is a quarter-pound burger, and it's done over a charcoal fire just like you would a good steak, and certainly some of the best frozen dessert items in the whole wide world at DQ Dairy Queen. It's only Wednesday. That's family night. I'll tell you about Wednesday family night. I'll tell you about that tomorrow, and of course we'll have a weekend special coming up too. But in the meantime, how about it? Lunch or snack time or whatever, DQ it today. Do it. We're coming up. It's 5 minutes to 11. As we always say, did you DQ yet today?